Hey everyone, this is RJ from Motive Training, and today we're going to be running through hip extension, working on liftoffs. So to set up for this, we're going to get in a hands and knees position on the ground. Whenever we do a liftoff, we want to be working near our end range for that movement. So for hip extension and to get near our end range, we will first have Brian extend his leg out behind him. Now if Brian were to lift his leg here, you can see it goes pretty high off the ground and it's not really near that end range. To sort of fix this, we'll have Brian sit back into his heels, closing that angle off in his hip. And now, Brian is going to lift off. We can see that he's only coming up about a few inches as opposed to earlier where it was a lot more than that. Now, when we're doing a lift, we want to make sure before we're raising that leg that we're tightening through our core, our upper body, both of our legs here, so we're irradiating throughout our whole body, making sure that we're just lifting at the hip. So when we run through this, we want to tense up our whole body, make sure that we're locked in, and then we're going to lift that leg as high as we can, and we're going to hold there for about 5 seconds, and then we're going to let ourselves go back down to the floor. When we're running through this, if we can't sit back into our hips like Brian was doing earlier, if that's too hard for us to get that hip flexion on that lead leg, we can modify it a little bit and use some blocks to get us near that end range for the hip. So I'll have Brian extend his leg back. He's going to go ahead and lift that leg up as high as he can. Now I'm going to put my blocks right under Brian's toes, and he's going to go ahead and let that leg rest down. Now from here in this position, we can run through our lift-offs, still tensing throughout the body, making sure that we're not arching through the back, we're not tilting the hips over to the side. The only thing that's happening is we're extending this back hip.